Hello. In this lesson, we are talking about quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is any 2D shape with four straight sides. There are a number of different types of them, and we covered them in this lesson. The first one we want to look at is a kite. A kite is a quadrilateral with two pairs of adjacent and equal sides. So this side is equal to that, and this side is equal to that. And one pair of opposite angles are equal, so that angle is equal to that angle, but not these two angles. The other thing is the diagonals intersect at right angles. And where the diagonals meet, one of the diagonals is cut in half. This one is cut in half, but not this larger diagonal. Then a trapezium is a quadrilateral with two parallel sides. So this is parallel to that. So the only condition for a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram, to be a trapezium, is two sides, two opposite sides to be parallel. With a parallelogram, this is similar to a trapezium, but we have both two pairs of sides are parallel. So this is parallel to this, and this side is parallel to this. A rhombus is a quadrilateral with four equal sides. A rectangle is a parallelogram, which means the opposite sides are parallel with one right angle. And a square is a rhombus with one right angle. To look at their properties with more details, a kite has two pairs of equal sides. Diagonals bisect. One of the diagonals, I should say here. One of the diagonals is cut in half by the other one. So only one of the diagonals is cut in half by the other. One diagonal bisects two opposite angles. So as you can see, this large diagonal cuts this angle into two equal sides, into two equal angles, and also cuts this angle into two equal angles. So this angle is equal to this angle, and this angle is equal to this angle. So this large diagonal cuts both angles of the kite into two equal angles. And diagonals are perpendicular, so they cut each other at 90 degrees. And there is one axis of symmetry. So that is the only axis of symmetry that this kite has. So the large diagonal is the axis of symmetry. Parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and equal. So we said that opposite sides are parallel, but they are not only parallel, but they are also equal. So that is equal to that, and that side is equal to that. And diagonals bisect. So when you draw the diagonals, they cut each other in half. So both of them are cut in half when they intersect. and has point symmetry. So point symmetry means if I take if I look at, for example, at the circle, it's not a great circle. Say this is a circle. These are the point symmetry. What does it mean? It means if I take any point on the circle and connect it to the center and continue by the same amount on the other side, I end up again on the circle. So we said that this circle has point symmetry about its center. So any shape that has a point symmetry follows this rule. Say I have a rectangle and I take the center of that and I start with any point on one side of this center and connect that point to this and continue by the same amount, I end up again on the rectangle. So if I start from here, connect to the center and continue by the same amount, I end up with this point, which is again on the rectangle. So that is the meaning of point symmetry. All right. That is about parallelogram. Rhombus. Rhombus is a quadrilateral which has 4 equal sides, and opposite sides are parallel, and diagonals bisect and are perpendicular. Has 2 axes of symmetry. Has point symmetry. So if you look at the rhombus, a rhombus is basically a pushed over square. So the difference between a rhombus and a square is that a square has right angle angles, but a rhombus doesn't. So this rhombus, if I draw its diagonals, this diagonal and this diagonal, they will intersect at 90 degrees. They will cut each other in half, and also there will be the axis of symmetry for this rhombus. So the rhombus has 2 axes of symmetry. A rectangle again is a parallelogram with one angle which is 90 degrees. So one angle being 90 degrees would make the other one also 90 degrees. And a square has 4 equal sides, opposite sides are parallel, all angles are right angles, diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees, and has 4 axes of symmetry, and has again point symmetry. So how many axes of symmetry does a square have? 4. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. So 2 of them are the diagonal. Let's look at some of the questions. One thing that we need to know in any quadrilateral, the angles add up to 360 degrees. Here they are asking us find the missing angle below. I might need to write this one, but that's fine. So okay, this angle is 95 degrees, this is 120 degrees, and this is 80 degrees. And we want to find this angle D. Because the angles in a quadrilateral, it doesn't matter what type of quadrilateral it is, always add up to 360. So then D is equal to 360, take away 95, take away 120, take away 80, which gives us 65. In the next example, they are saying find the missing side and angle below. So here we have this shape. It has got two parallel sides, so it is a trapezium. So they want us to find the missing angle, missing angles, this angle, and then find the missing side. All right, first for angles. Because opposite sides are parallel, and if you look, this makes a C shape, that means co-interior angles. Co-interior angles, these two are co-interior angles, this angle and this angle, they add up to 180. And because this is 90, so then that requires x to be 92. So x is 180 minus 90 gives you 90. The same here, these are parallel, and y and 135, they make co-interior angles. And co-interior angles add up to 180. So then 180 take away 135 is 45 degrees. So angle Y is 45 degrees. That is for angles. As for the side, I'm going to find side Z. If we draw this line, which is perpendicular at that point to the top side, you can see we have a right angle triangle. First, you need to work out how long this is. Because this whole thing is 13 centimeters and that is 10 centimeters, so that means 13 take away 10 gives you 3 centimeters. So this bit is going to be 3 centimeters, and because this is 4, this also will be 4. So 4 centimeters here, 3 centimeters here. And we are trying to find the hypotenuse in this right angle triangle. And hypotenuse is z squared is equal to shorter side squared and added. So that was 4, that was 3. So 4 squared plus 3 squared, 4 squared is 16, 3 squared 9, together 25. So z squared is 25 and the square root of that is 5. So z is equal to 5 centimeters. That is all for this lesson. Thank you for your attention.